Great morning, Truth Nation. Welcome to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM, The Truth. I am the legendary Home Blow. My girl Bailey is out on assignment and will return on Monday. So she's not going anywhere, but she is on assignment and she will return on Monday. So that means you got the legendary Home Blow all 3 days left in the week, today, tomorrow, and Friday. And remember, go to our YouTube page. While you're there, hit that like and subscribe button. And, of course, you can also check us out on Facebook. You can go to Facebook and look us up, 101.7 The Truth, and you'll be able to watch the show there. You can make your comments. You can do all the things that you need to do. All of this is at 101.7 The Truth. So go there, make sure you follow us, make sure you like and follow for the Facebook page, and hit the like and subscribe button. And to everybody who's checking in early, in the homeroom early, I love it and I appreciate it. But I want you to make sure that while you're there, you hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the like and subscribe button. So we'll be there. We there. I got some follow-up, situations because yesterday, and I'm going to try to see if I can get the download clip to Xavier in time. I was talking about the Madison situation. Me and Bailey were talking about Madison and the encampment. And, I have a situation where I'll be like, I'm Blostradamus, I am him, he is I. And a lot of the times when I make my predictions, I really be hoping that, most of them don't end up coming true. But my batting average of that is in the high 90s when I end up saying certain things that I believe are going to happen, and then they end up happening. So on yesterday's show, and, Bailey was, we were talking about it and talking about they had like over 3 blocks worth of encampment and they had tents and they was grilling. We showed the video and they were grilling. They were just, doing their thing. And I understood the importance of, the protest. I get it. But I also said, yeah, let me tell you what's going to happen. And sure as everything, it ended up going pretty much exactly how I said it was going to go. And when I seen one of the news clips with it, and it actually like showed a bulldozer and a front loader just barreling through everything, like, it was on some ludicrous time, like, move, encampment, get out the way. And it was so hilarious to me. Not that they, had to be vacated, but I know I've seen this story. I've seen this story over and over again. It's like, all right, I'm tired of this. I'm fed up. All right, I get it, but y'all gonna have to move all this stuff out the way. Xavier, great morning. Love you, appreciate you, man. How you doing and feeling today? And do you remember my comments on yesterday?
Yeah, I remember your comments, and I'm doing pretty good. Abdul Syed won last night, so it's pretty good night.
Okay, all right. So I tried to send you that clip.
I got it.
Okay, so this is going to give you a flashback for those of you who may not have seen that portion of the show, and it was really coming to the latter part of the show that we had a chance to talk about it. But this was my thoughts before I was informed that it literally was taking place during the Truth with Sherwin Hughes show on yesterday. But I said it before that part even happened. So I'm going to have Xavier play this clip of me and my girl Bailey Coleman and giving my viewpoints on what was going to happen. So
Yes.
when they removed them from that
shall we?
encampment, you could say that you're not moving,
Right.
but when you start getting
Yes.
when they remove them from that encampment. You could say that you're not moving,
Right.
but when you start getting arrested and they start saying, "No, y'all can't arrest all of us," watch. If they have to call if they have to call in National Guards or whatever has to be happen, they're going to do it, and you're going to be removed, and you're going to be kicking and screaming, and you're like, "Nope, nope, nope, I'm not leaving." And then they're going to take a bulldozer and they're going to bulldoze down all those camps that they done set up. Barbecue grills are getting ran over, and they're going to clean up the street. So I'm just letting you know, I understand why you're trying to take that stance, but understand that when you get arrested, it will not just be a loitering charge or anything like that. You are subject to be under some federal charges. Federal.
Yes.
Not just a state and local charge, because of the things that have been passed that a lot of people ended up voting for when they put the orange man in, and allowed him to make all of these decisions to change this, change that, change that. So
while
some of y'all gonna get locked the hell up.
While the people
and I be damned. We also have a clip from the updated story to where they was like, they kind of moved, and cleared out the encampment.
After an early morning wake-up call from law enforcement.
Their encampment built in the wake of a fatal police shooting is torn down
after repeated warnings to get out. Just in Norwegian, police say they arrested at least 26
people. Not trying to laugh at the people, but I laughed to myself like, this is exactly what I said was going to happen. And then it's talking about people who were getting arrested. I said, this is exactly what I said was going to happen. And it happened. So that personality of mine is called Blostradamus. And so just like a Nostradamus, Blostradamus. So do we have the current clip, Xavier? We're going to play the current clip now as a follow-up for yesterday's topic when we talked about it briefly towards the end of the show. So we're going to play that clip, and I want to know your thoughts, Truth Nation.
Tensions run high in the capital city. Protesters take back to the streets after an early morning wake-up call from law enforcement.
Their encampment, built in the wake of a fatal police shooting, is torn down after repeated warnings to get out. Just into our newsroom, police say they arrested at least 26 people through half the day. 16 were booked into the Dane County Jail. 10 were cited and released. We have team coverage tonight of those protests with Ashley Sears and Gabriel Preciado, both in Madison tonight. Ash, let's start with you.
Yeah, hi, Sam. What a difference a few hours make after repeated clashes between police and protesters. Demonstrators have once again taken over this intersection here, and police have left the area. This all came to a boiling point after the city removed the protest encampment here at 5 this morning. Protesters took over this intersection following the police shooting death of Corey Ruiz on July 22nd.
We over there.
A memorial turned into an encampment and has been here for nearly 2 weeks. Yesterday, Madison's mayor called for the street occupation to be removed today. At 5 this morning, non-law enforcement city workers began clearing out the encampment. Police and fire were called after they say protesters were throwing rocks and small fires were started. Police worked to open this road back up, and throughout that process, several people were taken into custody. This afternoon, Madison police told us 16 people were booked in the Dane County Jail, and 10 people were cited for unlawful assembly and disrupting officers. We have seen several people taken into custody since about 4 o'clock today. Demonstrators were circling the intersection as police were trying to open the street, and we saw 2 people taken to the ground and put into cuffs. We saw some sort of spray being used during those arrests. Demonstrators have been chanting and at times getting in the faces of officers. We spoke with a protester earlier today.
Street cleared, and there's another clip that actually shows the bulldozers just doing what they do, and the front loaders, they were just like scoop and move. And I mean, they didn't, there weren't people still inside or anything, but they just came through and like, get out the way. But I knew that was going to happen. And 26 to 27 arrests, that was then. That was, the report from yesterday. I'm sure that will intensify today as they continue to try to see if they're going to rebuild. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's going to happen. I understand. And then some people have the nerve, in my opinion, to throw rocks and bottles and all that, and then say, we're not even doing anything. Listen, Xavier, what's the name of that bill that was passed that will now allow them to arrest you?
NSPM 7.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Break down some of the things that is included in that they can now end up being, charged with. And these are serious charges.
Yeah, just basically being anti-government, anti-Christian, anti-capitalist, gathering in like an unarmed assembly. So basically protesting.
All the things that are kind of happening right now, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So I mean, just like in Texas, like these anti-ICE protesters, they just got charged like 30 to 100 years in jail in Texas. And one dude, he just was moving pamphlets from one place to another, and he got charged 30 years for that under NSPM 7.
See, so this is what I'm talking about, people. And that too, I mentioned, I'm like, these aren't going to just be your ordinary charges. Be like, okay, disorderly conduct, and I'm out. I paid a ticket, and I'm out. Some of these people are going to be charged with some of these crimes that are newly instituted because of the Orange Man. And so protesting ain't the same anymore. I mean, you could end up, what would you say, 30 to 100 years or something like that? What?
Well, it's depending on the charges and stuff like that. Well, like the whole NSPM 7, they basically can charge you as like a foreign terrorist, because they're trying to link a lot of these like left movements to being co-opted by Cuba,
right?
Which will potentially be invading within the next 1 to 2 years, depending how this war in Iran goes.
Right. So yeah, but I just had to reminisce on that, and because it's like I called it yesterday, and little did I know that shortly after that, after we went off, it was going down. It was going down. When we come back, there's it's a few different things that we're going to be talking about, but sometime during this morning, I want to get to the debate about the vaccination. Those of us who took the COVID-19 vaccination and the boosters, I know for me, I can say that. I did all the things, and I shared, like, I'm going to do all the things. And I haven't had a cold since 2020, and my health has not been declining. I already don't have high blood pressure. I don't have high cholesterol. I don't have diabetes. All the things that are comorbidities usually for people of size or obese, or when they say you're morbidly obese. I don't have any of those things. And again, now there are people who are, just having these issues talking about, see, I didn't take it. But I want to talk about all the things that they are taking, and they're not thinking about it. They're like, they don't think about it. They just wanted to attack the COVID-19 vaccine. That's why I didn't get vaccinated. But you popping perks, you drinking lean, you're doing all this other stuff. But that I want to get into that conversation. I want to hear Truth Nation's side of it. What is your thoughts and opinions? And I'm going to give you mine and just let you know that some common things that some people take, the side effects of that can end up being deadly for a lot of people too. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM. I got to get ready to take care of some bills as we broadcast live from the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. I'll be black.
Don't touch that dial. Truth in the Morning will be right back on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Milwaukee, your weekdays have a new rhythm. Start your mornings with conversations that matter.
Again, I'm the legendary Homer Blow, along with my girl,
Bailey Coleman. Truth in the Morning with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman. Weekdays, 7 to 9 a.m. Then keep it locked with the voice of the community.
And the more you know and the more skills you have, the more training you have, the better off your community is.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, 9 a.m. to noon. Lunch is on us. Turning up your midday vibe.
It's your boy Ray Nitty and my co-host Maybe Shannon.
It's the lunch break with Ray Nitty and Maybe Shannon, noon to 2 p.m. And don't stop there. Keep the conversation going with The Grapevine with Manan Sabir.
That's right, I'm your host, Manan Sabir.
Bringing the stories and voices you need to hear, 2 to 4 p.m. Then we're closing out your day with energy. Lots of it.
It's your girl, Jazz Tyler. We are live and direct.
Tap in with Jazz Tyler every afternoon, 4 to 7 p.m. Your home for Milwaukee conversations. The award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is an urgent message about voting in Wisconsin. The primary election is August 11th. This is your chance to help decide Wisconsin's future. Early voting is happening right now, and Election Day is next Tuesday, August 11th. Go to myvote.wi.gov to find your polling place. And remember, you can register to vote right up through Election Day. Make your voice heard. Go vote. Paid for by Wisconsin Future Rising.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
You have to move. You have to take this encampment down, says the mayor. We're not going anywhere. I said we're not going to continue to allow this encampment to take up 3 city blocks and stop. I know your goal and I know what you're trying to do, but we cannot have that. Oh, no. Bulldozers out and the front load is taking y'all out. I'm just saying, I said it. Shout out to Nurse Arian Kawanda, who brought up a great point on YouTube page. And again, great morning to everybody on our YouTube page. We love you. We appreciate you. And she said the fact that it's just like with Sherwin, Sherwin ended up making a call and saying, Mandela Barnes drop out. And Mandela Barnes dropped out. And then I said what was going to happen with the encampment. And lo and behold, what happened to the encampment?
And that's the truth.
Hashtag that part, hashtag facts. Because I started to allude to the vaccination conversation, the anti-vax and those who did take the vaccination, it brings up that healthy debate that sometimes can turn into crazy debates. But we have a poll up. Do you believe in getting vaccinated? And yes or no. So if you're on our YouTube page, please join in and take the poll. You can call in and give us your truth, or you can text in at the Truth Talk text lines, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017. And, one of the things that I brought up, because as the vaccine was coming out and it was like, you got to take it. I ain't taking that. It's going to be the Tuskegee, what I'm saying, experiment and all of those things. And I had to, rebuttal some of those things because I just was like, okay. So some people take this medicine. A lot of people take this medicine. And I just want to just let you know that some of the common and mild effects of this medicine is nausea or vomiting, stomach pain or indigestion, headache or dizziness. Those are the common and mild effects. Some of the more serious risks and warnings from this medicine is liver injury, yellow skin or eyes, jaundice, dark urine, pale stools or upper right belly pain, severe allergic reactions, skin rash, hives, blistering skin, or swelling of the face, lips, and tongue, loss of appetite, extreme sweating, and unusual fatigue. And what is that? What medicine is that? So I'm just saying when people get to talking about, the different medicines and it does this. All right. Can you guess the medicine? Again, True Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017. Another very commonly used medicine. Common side effects: upset stomach and indigestion, nausea and vomiting, diarrhea or constipation, heartburn, gas and bloating, mild headache, dizziness. Some of the serious risks from this same medicine: stomach ulcers and bleeding, aka black stools and vomiting blood, kidney problems, swelling in the legs and changes in urination, high blood pressure and fluid retention, cardiovascular events, heart attacks or strokes, severe allergic reactions, hives, trouble breathing, and swelling of the face. Wonder what medicine that is. Another thing that a lot of people end up getting, not everybody, but a lot, you can get a temporary spike in joint pain and swelling for 24 to 48 hours, facial flushing, sudden redness and warmth in the face and chest, blood sugar spikes, temporary increases in glucose levels, crucial to monitor for those with diabetes, mild insomnia or a jittery, restless feeling, minor bruising, redness or soreness, and long-term and repeated risk, lightening of the skin or fat shrinkage, dimpling around it, tendon strain, weakening, or potential rupture of nearby tendons, cartilage and bone impact, potential cartilage loss or localized bone thinning, osteosporosis with frequent high doses, a rare risk of joint infection, which causes severe swelling, increasing pain, and fever. Now, I ain't even got to the ones that talk about suicidal tendencies and the different behaviors that you can do. But just those, what are they? What are they? Well, the first one that I read, not anything other than the over-the-counter, was Tylenol. Those side effects were just from Tylenol. How many people take Tylenol? The second was from ibuprofen. How many people don't take ibuprofen, especially if you're in pain and going through stuff, and they say, well, this will help with that. I'll be like, you're going to either take the Tylenol or you're going to take the ibuprofen, or sometimes they'll say mix and match, take this and then take that. And then the third one, cortisone shots. So I'm just, and the point that I'm trying to make with all of this is a lot of times people talk about, like they talked about the COVID vaccine, and we don't know what's in that, this, that, and the other. You don't even bother to check what the hell is in the common things that you take. So that's where I wanted to start. That's just with the common things. And then there's a list of things, that medications that are linked to suicidal thoughts or behavior that would make you want to kill someone. There's a lot of medicines on this list. And some of you take them yourselves, or you have your children take them. Yeah, Prozac is on the list. I'm just saying, so medicines that you take for depression and all of that, if you listen to the effects that they read 90 miles an hour at the end of the commercial, could cause suicidal tendency, also could cause stroke, heart attack. You could die. I mean, it's like, but now when it came to the vaccine, but you'll smoke a blunt that you don't know what all chemicals have been induced, because it's altered. It's altered. You also are enjoying this. So those of you men who smoke blunts with your brothers, your fellows, or hey man, let me hit that. I don't smoke it at all. I don't do it. You do know that he takes, whoever wrote it, they take it, they put it in their mouth, put all their DNA on it, and whatever they've been doing, if they eat groceries, the other reason that we say eating the groceries, if they doing that, whatever it is that they do with their mouth, if they've got.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, if they eating the groceries and then they rolling the blunts, and they put their mouth all in it, they put it all through there. And then then they run the lighter, I guess to call it so, drying it out or whatever. But then soon as you put it in your mouth, your lips, what's the first thing it does? It gets wet. So now you done reactivated everything that was on and in that person's mouth. So if that person has anything that is not good and not right, you have just put it on your, and you may as well tongue kiss the brother. You may as well French kiss him, because you are ingesting his saliva when you are taking that blunt from that other man who you saw just roll it, put it all through his mouth. He take me through there, take me through there. Yes, I know if you eating breakfast, you learning this morning. You gonna learn today. That's all I'm saying. I got to take care of some bills, but I want to talk about it. Make sure you take the poll. Do you believe in getting vaccinated or not? And I'm going to let you know some other things that people don't even question it, and they just take it. People taking Molly's, people taking ecstasy, perks, they drinking lean. They not even concerned about what all is inside of the Robitussin. They ain't even concerned about it. But yet, I'm not going to take the vaccine. We're going to talk about it. Truth Nation, Truth Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017. You going to learn this morning. That's all I got to say. I got to take care of some bills. I'll be black.
Truth in the Morning returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. This week, buy Kellogg cereal for $3.99. Boneless Southern-style pork ribs for $1.99. Smart Ones entrees, 5 for $10. Apple pie for $5.99. Southern peaches for $1.99. And Tyson chicken nuggets for $5.99. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
At Versity on King, we believe taking care of our community starts right here, together. Every day, neighbors step up to donate blood, helping save lives in Milwaukee and beyond. But Versity on King is more than a donor center. It's a place for health education, community connection, and support, especially for families facing conditions like sickle cell disease. When you donate blood, you're not just giving, you're showing up for your community. Visit versity.org/versityoonking to learn more or schedule your donation today. Versity on King, rooted in community, powered by hope.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Life is better with American Family Insurance because when you know you're fully protected, your home, your vehicle, everything you've worked hard to build, you can actually enjoy it. And that's what it's about. Not stressing the what ifs, but moving forward with confidence. American Family agents help you get the right coverage in place so you can focus on your family, your goals, and the dreams you've earned. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Get a quote or find an agent at amfam.com. American Family Insurance is a proud sponsor of The Truth. Welcome, Black Truth Nation. Truth in the Morning. Bailey Coleman will return on Monday. So, again, she's on assignment, so she'll return on Monday. So you got me, the legendary Home of Blow, and we're talking about to be vaxxed or not be vaxxed. And there's so many people taking when Dr. Fauci and pleaded the fifth, and so they're taking different things, talking about, well, these people died of this, these people died of that, these people died of that, and the vaccine, it was the vaccine, it was the vaccine, it was the vaccine. I'm alive and well. I've already given a lot of my health regular exams and checkups that I do every year, and I've never had, like I say, even at my highest weight, being morbidly obese, because anything that don't fit their scale, you're morbidly obese. You'd be like, you don't even look big, but yeah, I'm morbidly obese. We're like, yep. So they'll diagnose you and say that you're morbidly obese. So again, so to not ever have diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, all the things that a lot of people are at risk for, no signs of heart disease, none of those things, and that part. But there's people that take so many different medicines and take so many different shots, and you're not concerned. I'm going to bring in Xavier in a moment. I'm going to read some of your comments on our YouTube page. Again, while you're there, hit that like and subscribe. Nurse Arian Kawanda said, mixed feelings because of my profession. I had to, but thinking black now, I regret taking it because I definitely had other major health issues after the vaccine shot. Some were listening to Aaron and Sam said, Tylenol? Yep. And Jasmine Gooden said, I didn't do the boosters, but I did the 2 shots. I've been fine since 2020. Jasmine Gooden said, also, that's ibuprofen. You talking about, like, when I was reading the side effects, you know what I'm saying? But most people will not know that, but they act like they terrified of doing all the other things. Nurse Aaron Kawanda said, good morning, Aaron. I'll say ibuprofen because of a lot of people take that. I can only take Tylenol, but I don't think they've been working for me lately, so I'm doing home curing remedies and CMOS. Jasmine Gooden said also that other one was GLP-1. No, I didn't even read the GLP-1s. I didn't even read those. Let's see. And Nurse Aaron Kawanda said, that's why I stopped taking Tylenol. Let's see. Jasmine Gooden said, oh, I didn't know cortisone shots. I never had one. Thank God. Jasmine Gooden said, I knew the ibuprofen because I take that one the most. And let's see. Will D9 said, in my opinion, some people who are against taking vaccines are the same people who go to the store and buy cigarettes and alcohol, and they all have the same side effects. How about that? You know what I'm saying? How about that? You know, it's real talk. And let's see, catch some of these other comments. Nurse Aaron Kawanda said, yes, totally disgusting eating groceries. My ex-husband did that a lot. You're like dead, like, absolutely right. DVJ 73 said, took the shot and I'm not dead, to each their own. That part, and that's it really in the end of things. Let's see, DVJ also said, in my opinion, some people, I did take the shot, were just scared of the needles, but use other needles. Why? You know, let's see. Oh, RC Creation Muse said, never understood that sharing anything, vape pens, cigarettes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mahdi said, catching kids but won't hug you. Right. Let's see some of the other comments. Let's see. California. Okay. The best advice I've gotten all week. Let's see here. Weed smokers, Mahdi said, weed smokers scared of vaccines, but not scared of fentanyl or rat poison, and they won't vote. You know, Xavier, what's your thoughts on this? And what is the poll looking like now? Remember, we do have the poll up about vaccines, yes or no.
So on the vaccine poll, do you believe in getting vaccinated? It's sitting at 57% yes and no at 43%.
Okay. But what is your take, if you care to share it? You know, you don't have to share it.
Just on getting vaccinated. I mean, I believe in it. I mean, I think we're seeing the side effects of people not getting vaccinated right now. Currently, we're sitting at a 35-year high at measles outbreaks. I think like there's over 2,800 cases across the nation, and that's a direct result of people not getting vaccinated and stuff like that. And you know, when I think of when I think of people getting vaccinated and stuff like that, I think of like us eradicating the disease polio. I mean, you know, I imagine in the 1960s and, you know, 40s and 50s and stuff like that, people used to literally sit in these iron lung things after they get the polio disease. You know what I mean? So people aren't doing that now, and that's just because we got the vaccine.
Right.
Me personally, I did get both of those, both shots of the COVID thing. I didn't get the booster, but I got the 2 shots that you had to get, the 2 initial shots.
Right.
No side effects. But then again, you know, we had over a couple, millions of people taking the vaccine. I'm sure some people did have adverse reactions to it, but that's like a very small number.
Right.
And with anyone taking people have bad reactions to getting the flu shot.
That's
and stuff
where I'm
like
going.
That.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, out of the case of like millions of people getting it, and maybe a couple people had adverse reactions. That's just what happens sometimes. You know, with these
people touch
things.
Door handles. People touch all kind of things. They don't sanitize it. They don't disinfect it. They don't do any of those things. And it's like you don't know who just touched that door handle. You don't know who just was here, who did this, who did that. But then they want to stand on business, though. But I ain't taking that. But you'll do so many other things that have sometimes even worse, cases of side effects. Everything is a risk. Everything.
Yeah. I just think it's like a a symptom of 2020. I mean, the rise of anti-intellectualism, people not trusting doctors and stuff like that anymore. We got people talking about, juices will cure your diseases and stuff like that,
Right.
and it's like, I don't think that's I don't think that's really gonna, do anything. But, there's millions of cases. I mean, there's millions of study cases showing that, vaccines do work. So,
Right.
I think,
Absolutely.
I think I'll go with the doctors. And,
Yeah, Christina Santiago. Again, great morning to everybody on our YouTube page and our Facebook page. Christina Santiago said, I heard 13 billion doses were given throughout the world, but only 100 confirmed side effects. But you get what I'm saying? So, and even if the side effects number was higher, out of 13 billion, come on.
well,
on.
there's
like,
not. I mean, I don't think there. Oh yeah, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was gonna say there's not 13 billion people, but I guess they're talking about the 2 doses.
So, the thing is, we do so many things that we don't even question, which is why I've always had the issue, and I was always ready to go toe-to-toe with those who, well, because this is this. Listen, right now, you got to be careful eating fruits and vegetables. They telling you, even if you wash them off, that you can still get cyclosporosis.
Well, yeah, you can directly attribute that to like all the Doge cuts and all these government programs that were cut that they said there were DEI.
Right.
Now we're facing the consequences.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I'm just saying it's so many other things. So, but people want to try to stand on business when it comes to that. But you putting all kind of other stuff in your body. You taking all kind. Oh, they say this will work. Somebody will tell you, girl, I take this. Hey, bruh, take some of this, man. I'm telling you, you're going to be straight. You got some extra. You talking about a community and a society of people that will take other people's medication that was not prescribed to them just because they said, well, when I had it, they gave me these. You got any left? I'm just saying, it's people that take dated medicine instead of getting rid of it. They taking their mother's medicine who may have passed on. All of the things, man. All of the things. Yeah, I got a pill for it. So yeah, that's just been my thing. LaRon Taylor said there's also an educational level difference between those vaccinated and those who don't, those who trust doctors and those who don't. And there's educational difference in between those whose research includes peer-reviewed studies and those who believe Google. Let's see, Nurse Aaron Kawanda said, my doctor is definitely God. I'll get a diagnosis from the doctor, but talk and trust God for my healing, and hashtag that part, hashtag facts. So, yeah, people, listen, I'm alive. I haven't had any adverse side effects or reactions when taking the vaccination, but it's to each his own. So I just wanted to definitely talk about that, get your truth on it. And when we return, though, there was a former radio Milwaukee executive who is now facing sexual assault charge of a child. First degree sexual assault of a child. So we'll come back and we'll talk about that. And some of the TV stations, boy, they really tried to get some people riled up because the story initially when it broke was just saying local radio, prominent person, like this is, somebody, and it really just made you like, oh, what? Huh? They didn't say that it was a white man named Jordan Lee. They didn't have his picture up at that time. But you're going to learn today, and you're going to see his picture today. It was a white man, and it's sickening the things that he is alleged to have done with this under 12-year-old person. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM. I got to take care of some bills. I'll be black.
Truth in the Morning returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
I walk on the shoulders of giants who have come before me.
I am grateful for those who changed yesterday.
But I live in today.
And I pledge I will help shape tomorrow.
Milwaukee College Prep Scholars honor Black History Month not just during February, but each and every day they walk through the door, preparing for a better life for themselves and the world around them. Enroll your scholar at MilwaukeeCollegePrep.com.
Every day, Veolia and MMSD work together to ensure that Milwaukee's water system exceeds the high standard it's held to, protecting Lake Michigan and its rivers that run through our neighborhoods. That's 220 local employees who care about their jobs, running a system that's earned national recognition for excellent performance. But they don't do it alone. They're supported by locally owned small businesses, women-owned businesses, and minority-owned businesses. For 18 years, making our waterways cleaner all the time. Veolia, Milwaukee values, committed to its future.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Welcome, Black Truth Nation, to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 1017 FM The Truth. I am the legendary Homer Blow. The Truth Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017. Before going to break, I talked about this next story that definitely want to talk about.
Former head of Radio Milwaukee, now charged with sexually assaulting a child.
Perverts, these monsters, pedophiles, just all of the terrible names that I can try to think of. That's what they are. But when you are in any prominent position, when you are a person that your son or daughter is supposed to be able to come to for protection and not have to worry about being, taken advantage of, you can't take those things lightly. The world already has enough that they're going to add on to them. But when they can't even trust the people who they're supposed to be able to trust and not worry about or, be afraid of all of the things that we try to prepare them and let them know that these things are out there. So you have to, don't be afraid to speak out. Speak out if this happens, if that happens. But when some of those people end up becoming the monsters that you've always been told to steer away from and go get help or come tell the person, how do you come tell the person who is the person? And I've always said that what happens in the house stays in the house has been a gift and a curse. And just like we modify everything else, I think we have to modify that when we talk about what happens in this house stays in this house. I feel that way about a couple of different issues. I feel that way, and I guarantee you, Xavier, I can hook, line, and sinker some people with this other thing that I want to talk about because people say it all the time. But we're going to play this clip about a former Radio Milwaukee executive director that is facing a sexual assault charge. And his name is Jordan Lee. And we'll play this clip.
Head of Radio Milwaukee now charged with sexually assaulting a child. Court records detail disturbing allegations involving his wife and 2 daughters. Jacob Murphy joins us live from our newsroom with what happened. And we do want to warn you, all the viewers at home, some of these details in this report are downright disturbing. Jacob.
Well, Jessup, according to a criminal complaint, this all started when Jordan Lee, that former executive director, sent an email to his therapist. The email details the assaults that go back over a decade when he assaulted his wife and oldest daughter, and over the last year when he assaulted his youngest daughter. Jordan Lee, the former executive director at Radio Milwaukee, is charged with sexual assault of a child under 12 years old. A criminal complaint says Lee emailed his therapist in late 2025, describing a history of sexually abusing his wife and daughters. According to the complaint, the email says, quote, "For many years, I have molested my wife in my sleep." He also admitted that 13 to 14 years ago, he woke up to himself sexually assaulting his daughter when she was 2 to 3 years old. Next, Lee says he assaulted his wife and youngest daughter, who was born in 2019, in the past year. The complaint quotes Lee in the email. "This past year, I found myself doing this to SL, his wife, again. And this past year, I can recall occasions where I molested my younger daughter. And I would never think to do this under any circumstances. However, I think I am mistaking my daughter for my wife." The complaint says police then got in touch with Lee's wife, who shared an iPhone note from Lee, which says, quote, "I've carried one additional secret, one so shameful and disgusting that I have buried it into my subconscious. This happened more than one time. I have sexually assaulted and molested my wife and daughters." A spokesperson with Radio Milwaukee says, quote, "We are horrified by the allegations included in the complaint that was filed, and we are sad and hurting for the victims and pray for their eventual healing." Lee has not been arrested yet at this time, and that same spokesperson with Radio Milwaukee told us that Jordan Lee's employment at the radio station ended on July 23rd. Jessup, back to you.
Tough one all around. Jacob Murphy live in the newsroom. Thank you.
If that doesn't have you feeling some kind of way and chills and feeling creepy, you know, there's a see, all of this kind of stuff. If he's tried and convicted, I just don't believe that we should have to live in a world with people that do those type of things. I just don't. I believe in the death penalty. I know that, you know, there's sometimes innocent people that may end up, but they get it right more than they get it wrong. I'll just say that. But these type of people, like for over a decade, 2 years old, you know, I'll have the and just y'all hearing that, it's another one of the criminal complaints that I just, you know, wouldn't read or even try to go through the excerpts. I think listening to that CBS 58 news report on it is damning enough and disgusting enough. And this is what I was. Your wife, your 2 daughters, and just recently, you know what I mean? So, and even in radio, you know, in radio, you're around a lot of people. You know, and even in an executive role, you still go out if the radio station is doing promotions and things like that. To know that you got a monster like this in your midst, that is just crazy. That is it's so sickening. I mean, it really has has me, feeling nauseated. When I first saw the story and I was like, wow, like for real. But when they immediately didn't show a picture, I'm like, it must be a white person. And y'all can, fault me for that if y'all want to, but it has been proven true far too long. When I went to CCAP and looked it up, it said Caucasian. This is before they start circulating this picture. And it said Caucasian. I'm like, yep, if that had been a black former, and listen, keep in mind now, I even like how they called themselves playing on words with that. Former, that's how they said it, former. They only got rid of him on July 23rd. So yeah, legally, yeah. Is he a former executive? Yeah, because y'all let him go on July 23rd. Y'all didn't let him go years ago or months ago. He just got released on July 23rd. But the play on it, like I say, it is the truth. Yeah, you gotta, let's see, with that, let's see. Can you, yeah, and he's smiling. So I think we on the actual story, Xavier, when we come back, because we got to get ready to take care of some bills coming up to the top of the hour. Al, MKE, I do see you. If you can please hold till we come back. True Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017. I definitely want to hear your thoughts and opinions. And what do we do with people like this? And to talk about, he felt like he was sleeping. And then the other time I thought it was my wife. And just sick. But there is a picture on the CBS 58 page. And yeah, it does show him smiling. Yeah, but we still need to see this person. We need to see this monster. So we're going to try to get it up on our YouTube page where you'll be able to see a picture of him. But we got to get ready to take care of some bills. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. I am the legendary Home Blow. My girl Bailey Coleman is on assignment, but will return on Monday morning. I'll be black.
Truth in the Morning returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Wisconsin has the largest black-white academic gap in America, and 22 of Wisconsin's 50 lowest performing schools are right here on Milwaukee's north side. Our kids need more options, more champions, more action. Francesca Hong's plan gives them less. She'd end school choice, limit public charter schools, and shut the door on programs Milwaukee families built for their own children. On August 11th, vote for candidates who fight for our kids. Paid for by Leaders for a Better Community, Inc.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
oh, it's on...
SmokeyBear.com, with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Milwaukee Black Talk lives here on 1017 FM and 1510 AM, W269DL Milwaukee, and WGKB Waukesha.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
If you were supposed to be at work at 8 a.m., you're late. That's right. Co-signed by Nurse Arian Kawanda. Thank you very much. This is actually appropriate because, talking about our children, and it's a hard knock life. For those of you who may be just joining us, we're broadcasting live from the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue, the award-winning 1017 FM The Truth. We're talking about this former Radio Milwaukee executive who has now been charged with first-degree sexual assault of a child, and to learn that he's basically sexually assaulted his family, his wife, and his two daughters. And we're going to, I want to go to Al MKE first, and then we'll end up coming back with a clip. And then we're going to show a picture of this monster. So 833-212-1017. Great morning, Al. Love you, appreciate you. You hear the conversation. What's your truth?
My truth is, I want to know where all the hell at. I should hear everybody calling in raising $100,000 worth of hell. The sad part about this is, depending on whose his attorney is, he might be able to walk and don't even have to register on the sex offender list.
That's crazy.
And it's a sad case. So let's see what the justice system gonna do. And all this chaos going on, how you gonna touch your own kids? Where is your mind at that you want to take their innocence and rob them of something? And they probably knew he was doing it all along. And that's the sad case of it. I'm speechless. But you know what, Homer? This is what I think should happen to him.
Okay.
I think he should go to prison. I think he should be tied down on the front of a 88 short booty Cadillac, pants down, and he should be raped 365 days a year for 24 hours a day, all shapes, sizes, and colors. I think putting him out of his misery would be too quick. He needs to be tortured because he took something from them little girls that they can never, ever, ever get back. Yeah. Have a great day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You too. I appreciate, Truth Nation giving it calls, but I do want to say this, even though, I may have thoughts that I, don't express. I do not condone any type of rape, but I do understand the sentiments from which Al was speaking. But yeah, I do not condone any kind of rape. So I just wanted to make that clear, because it's a terrible thing, no matter who it's happening to or who's doing it. You get what I'm saying? But like I said, I do understand the sentiment and where he was coming from. But I just wanted to, also make that because it's like some people I think that, they don't need to be here. But there's a clip, and we're going to also end up showing a picture of this guy as we continue to talk about this. But there's a clip from Tim Tebow that producer Xavier ended up pulling up, that a clip that went viral. So we're going to play this clip dealing with monsters like Jordan Lee, in my opinion. You can play that clip.
The number one offender type is biological fathers, but by far it is being done by middle-aged Caucasian men. Many, over half of them, college graduates. Many of them are educated, good jobs. This isn't just who we're thinking about. Like, they're technical savvy, and I think that it is time that we call them out. Like, that we can't stand by and stand back. Like, we have to stand up and say, not only are we not doing our job as men, it's actually the opposite. Instead of being defenders and protectors of our families, we're hurting and abusing.
Yeah. Those are
the number
facts.
one.
It's documentation for that. And again, it is a sickness and a disease that needs to be eradicated. You know what I mean? Like, just real talk. The True Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017. Definitely want to hear your thoughts on this situation, and we'll try to get the picture up of Jordan Lee while I'm doing this story. But we're talking about the former Radio Milwaukee executive director, Jordan Lee, who was charged with first-degree sexual assault of a child on Tuesday. The criminal complaint outlines an email that Lee sent to a therapist in which he reportedly explains how he assaulted his wife and daughters. He also reportedly admitted in the email that 13 to 14 years earlier, he woke up to himself sexually assaulting and touching his daughter inappropriately when she was 2 to 3 years old at their family cabin in northern Wisconsin. The complaint says he also included details of recent assaults he committed against his wife and youngest daughter, who was born in 2019. We're talking about 7. Talking about 7 years old. We're going to go to the Truth Talk text lines. Again, Truth Nation, definitely want to hear your truth on this topic and this situation, because although it's this monster that we're talking about right now, we know that there are a lot of monsters just like him. There are male and female monsters, and we cannot afford to remain silent in these areas and in these situations. That's why when I see some of the social media clips where some of the daughters or some of the sons or the nieces and nephews or the grandson or granddaughter are going on social media calling their abuser out. You feel what I'm saying? And letting people know. Shout out to Samantha Collier with Team Till 365, who deals with this type of stuff, and that's what Team Till 365 is all about, and letting the victims know that we believe you. So we're going to go to the True Talk text lines right now. Miss Pat. Miss Pat, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. You hear the conversation. What's your truth?
Hey, good morning.
Great morning.
Great morning. I just wanted to say that he's a candidate for your Annihilation Island.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
He's definitely a candidate. Also, I wanted to say that this is the culture of the United States. Most of the people that run this country are pedophiles and rapists and things of that nature. I won't mention names because I don't want to get in trouble or radio station in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But we all know about the Epstein files. We know what's in them, and we know the higher power people, white men that are in that those files. We also know what this country was founded on: rape, trafficking, we know it because our people experienced it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, from the white man. So I'm not surprised at all. I just wanted to call and say he's a candidate for the island that I would vote for in a heartbeat. And that's your Annihilation Island. You have a great day, okay?
Thank you, Miss Pat. I love you and I appreciate you. But yeah, nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, it's real. 833-212-1017. What's your thoughts? And you know, what should happen with these people? And the sad reality is there are a lot of grown men and women who have been through this with people who are close to them, with coaches, with other, people that are in different positions, and they've never spoke on it. If you are watching us on YouTube or Facebook Live, you'll see Jordan Lee's picture on the screen. But yeah, like for real, like we have to save our children, save our girls, save our boys who are going through this, whether it's from someone immediately close to them or a teacher or a coach, someone that is in a role of power that, you trust, and that's the thing. You violate the trust, the innocent trust that some people have in you, and you violate it. You violate it. And I just don't think that, we can take any of these things lightly. If you're supposed to get 40 years, get 40 years, but I personally don't want to take care of you. I don't want to know that my tax dollars are going to house you. I don't like that. I don't like that. Jasmine Jazz West said, knock the smile off of him. Yeah, that part. You get what I'm saying? Like for real. We talk about our kids, and it's some people that are teens, and it's some grown people that are going through this as well. And it's something that oftentimes people don't talk about because in the foundation and the mission statement of Team Till 365 with Samantha Collier talking about we believe you, because oftentimes people won't believe, and people are, you just want my boyfriend to go to jail, you just want my girlfriend to go to jail, you want my wife, you get what I'm saying? And so they keep it inside, and sometimes they rebel against their children so hard that now the child is really afraid to speak to anyone else about it because it's this taboo. And as I said before, we were told what happens in this house stays in this house. And then some of the boys that were being raped or molested while they were coming up in home or from a neighbor or whoever didn't say anything because they felt like they weren't going to be believed. And that's a sad situation. That's a sad situation. Truth Nation, we want to hear from you, 833-212-1017. We're talking about former Radio Milwaukee executive who is now facing first-degree sexual assault charges in the rapes of his wife and his two daughters. One when she was only 2 to 3 years old, but it continued. And now also with his 7-year-old. We'll be black. We got to talk and we got to speak out. We got to say what needs to be done, some of the things, and if it's somebody that's not afraid to call in and speak your truth, feel free. People can learn from and probably, hopefully get the courage to come out and save some other people. We got to take care of these bills. We'll be black, or I'll be black.
Truth in the Morning returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Milwaukee, your weekdays have a new rhythm. Start your mornings with conversations that matter.
Again, I'm the legendary Homer Blow, along with my girl,
Bailey Coleman. Truth in the Morning with Homer Blow and Bailey Coleman. Weekdays, 7 to 9 a.m. Then keep it locked with the voice of the community.
And the more you know and the more skills you have, the more training you have, the better off your community is.
The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, 9 a.m. to noon. Lunch is on us. Turning up your midday vibe.
It's your boy Ray Nitty and my co-host Maybe Shannon.
It's the lunch break with Ray Nitty and Maybe Shannon, noon to 2 p.m. And don't stop there. Keep the conversation going with The Grapevine with Manan Sabir.
That's right. I'm your host, Manan Sabir.
Bringing the stories and voices you need to hear, 2 to 4 p.m. Then we're closing out your day with energy. Lots of it.
Your girl, Jazz Tyler, we are live and direct.
Tap in with Jazz Tyler every afternoon, 4 to 7 p.m. Your home for Milwaukee Conversations. The award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Educators Credit Union is more than a place to manage your money. They're where your financial possibilities take shape. They're more than transactions. They're conversations about your financial goals. More than numbers, they're community advocates who support free, local events that are accessible to all. They foster community because we are stronger together. Educators Credit Union is people helping people. Become a member at ECU.com. Insured by NCUA. Membership eligibility required.
Natural gas is a clean, reliable, and convenient source of energy delivered directly to you through underground pipelines. The pipeline system has an excellent safety record, but there are clues that can help you identify a potential hazard. If you smell the strong odor of rotten eggs, hear an unusual hissing sound, or see blowing dirt or debris, it could be a natural gas leak. Leave the area immediately and call We Energies at 800-261-5325.
We Energies. People you can trust. Energy you can depend on.
This is an urgent message about voting in Wisconsin. The primary election is August 11th. This is your chance to help decide Wisconsin's future. Early voting is happening right now, and Election Day is next Tuesday, August 11th. Go to myvote.wi.gov to find your polling place. And remember, you can register to vote right up through Election Day. Make your voice heard. Go vote. Paid for by Wisconsin Future Rising.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Looking to discover and support local businesses in our community? Then make sure you tune in every Friday morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, to Truth in the Morning with the legendary Homer Blow and my girl Bailey Coleman for What the Business Is. It's powered by We Energies. Each week you'll hear from local business owners as they share what their business is, where they're located, and one valuable lesson they've learned along the way. We Energies is proud to help power local businesses and the communities they serve. Don't miss What the Business Is every Friday morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, only on Truth in the Morning with the legendary Homer Blow and my girl Bailey Coleman. It's powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local businesses. All right. Welcome, Black, Truth Nation. We're talking about this monster, this that just literally was just raping his whole family. And on the, let me see here, on the YouTube page, Will D9 said, didn't the wife say that she received a disturbing text/email from him about raping her or their kids? If so, she's part to blame because she should have been turned him in if she loves her kids. And that's kind of like, and I absolutely agree with that, Will, because I felt the same way about the situation where the Mackenzie Critton and the people that were living there and around her a lot and witnessed these things, but they never called the ambulance. They never called the police to report the behavior. And now the child, the 7-month-old girl, is dead. So yeah, absolutely, and that's the thing. So I don't know if she will, but if she knew this, she absolutely, there should be some type of charges that should be able to be filed against her because she continued to let it go on. She continued to let it go on. And I don't know if it's, she felt the lifestyle she was living or whatever. And yeah, I know that she's a victim too. And this is not even trying to, shame the victim or whatever. But if you knew that he had been raping you or, sexually assaulting you and your two daughters, come on. Come on. You got to know his pattern of practice. You got to know. You got to know. When you're talking about a 2-year-old, 3-year-old, I mean, you may be still assisting them and taking baths and all that kind of stuff. So you don't notice nothing. You don't notice anything. What I need y'all to know and understand that first-degree sexual assault means that he penetrated his daughters. He penetrated his daughters. One when she was 2 to 3 years old. And it's been going on in an ongoing situation. And recently penetrated his 7-year-old daughter. And probably, it was going on even with her before that. That's the sickness I need y'all to really understand about this situation. So how do we help? How do we help? What is one of your solutions? How do we help our children? How do we help people who are in these type of situations? How do we help? What are some things that some of you may have been raped by a person you know? What advice do you have for other people who may be silently living with and dealing with these things? What advice? What do you have to say to try to help them so they won't have to continue to be victims, to learn where to find their strength? Because this is something that they're going to need therapy for the rest of their lives. The True Talk text lines are open, 833-212-1017. We've got Tracy. Tracy, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. You hear the conversation. What's your truth? What can we do?
Man, I went through a situation like this with my daughter about 6 years ago. I found out that it was a guy I knew. I met him. I had conversations with him. I explained to him, what would go down if anything funny would jump off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously he must have thought I was joking or whatever. And my daughter, being so scared and afraid of this guy, because, I had told her when she introduced me to him, I said, no, I don't think you should even be dealing with this guy. I don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm.
But she's a grown woman. What can you do? You can't. All you can do is tell him, look, I don't like this dude.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
long story short, he ended up taking advantage of her. So, and I'm looking at the transcript because she was smart enough to screenshot the whole conversation because he was begging her not to tell me. Please don't tell your daddy. Don't do this. Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole conversation was broken down like he admitted it. I did this. I'm so sorry, and this and that, and woo. And one thing led to another. So I had to pay him a visit.
Mm-hmm.
And I went over there with a butcher knife, a can of WD-40, a lighter, and a ball-peen hammer. I'll let your brain do what you want to do with that.
Yep.
But he ain't going to be able to do it no more.
Mm-hmm.
To no other girls.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So this is the thing about it. Not only can it happen to children, but it can happen to adult women.
Absolutely. That's where I put
That are
everybody
grown.
in. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And she's 26. And these men will still take advantage. And the conversation, if you would have read the transcript, my daughter begged this man not to do it. She begged him not to do it. All these words are written down. I've seen it with my own eyes, the conversation that they were having, texting each other. She begged him. She was like, I begged you not to do it. I told you I did not want to do it. I begged you, and you still did it. She kept asking him why.
Mm-hmm.
And then it went into detail, taking pants down, snatching panties off, all that old weirdo. You know, putting the condom on, taking the condom back off. Man, I read that. Once I read that, it was over.
Right.
It was over. I had to go. And you know what?
What?
I did 365 days in the house correction for that. And you know what? I'll do it again.
I was about to say. Yep, I was about to say.
No hesitation. I'll do it again because you got some sick, nasty, low down, dirty. I'm shaking right now talking about this.
I understand, brother.
This man was in my house. I talked to him. I told him to his face. She is not like that. She ain't that type of girl. She ain't even into that. Y'all doing y'all little artwork and playing video games, I understand that, but she is not on that level. And I'm telling you, dude, if you do anything, it's a wrap. Yeah. And I got the receipts for everything I'm telling you, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, this is personal. And if you out here listening, if I see you anywhere in the galaxy, this universe,
hey, don't commit the thing. Don't commit the thing on the air, though. Don't you know, I get it. I understand. I get it. I get it. But I'm just saying what I don't want you to do.
You know, and you know what the police told me?
Yeah.
You know what the police told me when I was in court? When I was in that elevator getting ready to go down, that police told me with his own mouth, he said, you wouldn't even be going to jail right now if you'd have blew his head off. He said, I should have killed him. I wouldn't even have served no time.
Okay. All right. That's
what the police said. I'm out, man.
I got you, Tracy. Yep, I understand. And I'm not trying to I'm not trying to put you in no situation, bro. But I understand the passion and I understand the anger. We got some things on the Truth Talk text line. We got some things on the YouTube page. I'll come back and read those as we carry on with this topic about the former Radio Milwaukee executive Jordan Lee, who has now been officially charged with first-degree sexual assault of a child. You're listening to Truth in the Morning. I am the legendary Home Blow. My girl Bailey will be black on Monday. She's on assignment. I'll be black.
Truth in the Morning returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a united way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength. and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
I'm the legendary Homer Blow. Feeding the kids shouldn't turn into a negotiation. That's why Cousin Subs reimagined the kids' meal. Kids get to choose a kid sub, mac and cheese, or chicken tenders, plus a side drink and dessert. Everything they want and nothing that you have to overthink. And while they're covered, so are you, with fresh-made favorites you'll actually want and feel good about. More choices, more smiles. Cousin Subs, we believe in better. Welcome, Black, to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 1017 FM The Truth. I am the legendary Homer Blow, flying solo for the remainder of the week. And I saw a comment earlier from Sir Chauncey saying about Al. And we invited Al. Al said that, he just preferred to just do the call-in. So it's no procrastination. I immediately contacted Al, MKE, and he decided against coming into the studio. So that's the only reason that he hasn't been in the studio with us on Truth in the Morning. So that's the only reason. That's the only reason, and he can attest to that. So, but yeah, we definitely wanted to get him in the studio. So I got the information, contacted him, saw him, was able to take a picture. But yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm a hold Black from coming in the studio. So that's what it is. So nothing the above that you might have thought it was from your comment. Mahdi said he will get counseling and probation. USA is a sick nation ran by pedos. He abused his own family. His wife ain't going nowhere. It happens every day in their race, but R. Kelly and Puffy are in prison. Yeah, you have to really think about it. And some people are in the highest place you can get, even after 34 counts. Let's see. Aaron and Sim said they're gonna give him 20 years of light time, even though he needs to be out of here. All, these unfortunately are some true comments, in my opinion. And it's sad that it is that way. It is sad. Aaron and Sim also said they didn't like when Tim said that. It shows they don't care about their kids. Right. It is crazy. It is crazy. Somebody check on their family dog. That part, Minister Kevin, that part, because when they sick, they sick. They sick. Mahdi said, keep in mind, Mr. Homer, on my daddy's side, elected politicians, judges, lawyers, leaders in the communities have these secrets. Hashtag no lies detected. Hashtag no lies detected. And it's a sad truth. Jasmine Gooden said, I don't know what causes a man to have those urges like that, but my G-Ma always said men can just go that route and to stay weary of them around girls. Uh, Mahdi said, when the monster is raising you, it's nothing we can do, period. Well, we have to learn that we can speak out. And there are outside people, like even when you go to school, when you go to play, there are people that are mandated reporters that you can talk to. And in my opinion, we have to utilize that. We have to teach the children that these are options. There are other ways to get away from the monster, especially when the monster is at home. So we have to encourage the youth and the children, like, hey, look, if people are doing some things, and let them know that there are safe spaces, because that's another thing, in my opinion, that keeps people from coming forward, because they don't know where a safe space is, because they're supposed to be living in the safest space that you can. That they're supposed to be living in the most protected and the safest place. But when the safest place ends up being a dungeon, we have to tell them that they still have a voice, and that they have to take that voice outside, even if they're told what happens in this house stays in this house. That's why I think that's so crazy, But we're going to go to the Truth Talk text lines. We've got Anita. Anita, great morning. I love you. I appreciate you. You hear the conversation. What's your truth?
Good morning, Homer.
Great morning.
Bear with me.
I will. I got you.
Okay. All right. So I had a monster in my life. And what people need to understand in those situations is sometimes a lot of attention is put towards the monster and not the child. So, for example, there's so many things that can be discussed for prevention, right? Mm-hmm. So I had to take all of that and I had to flip it and say, okay, this happened to me, but how can I help prevent? And it doesn't have to be just your children. I talk to all kinds of children about their voice, good touch, bad touch. If someone says, hey, can you take my daughter to the bathroom? We have a whole conversation, me and that child, before we go in there. And I tell them, this is not normal. This is not what you should be doing. This is not regular. If your mom asks someone to take you to the restroom, don't let them come in the stall with you. Have all these conversations. And then I go back to the mother or the father, and I say, okay, I share with them this. This is how I talk to them. This is what I share with them. And then I'm like, can you, reiterate that? So it's just little tiny things you can do. And I don't want to be long-winded, but I will say this. The other thing parents have to understand is that, and I know we are protectors of our children. I 100% get that. I understand that. But there's another piece of the component when we focus on the children that some parents don't think about, and that is the fear that the child might have in terms of what the parent will do to that person, right? So is my mother or my father going to go to jail because they put hands on this person? So now you're putting more weight on the child in contemplating how should this be handled. Because if my protector is put away, then who's going to protect me from future events or any event in its entirety? So we have to be careful what we say in front of the child or what we allow the child to hear when it comes to this is how I'm going to handle it. Handle it however you choose to handle it. But don't let the child hear how, and I want to be careful with my words, how aggressive your response is going to be, because that child may withdraw. I didn't want my father to go to jail. So I'm like, because I know he would have, he would have on any given day. So now I'm like, I got to protect my father because I don't want to tell him because he might go to jail. So it's all these little things, you know, and that's too much of a weight for a child to carry. So there's different conversations that need to be had. Of course, there's only so much time on radio, but I just want to share that, you know, just start talking to the children and just really giving them a safe place and a protected place to have these conversations. Your children, somebody else's children, whomever, and just kind of pull back on, I'm going to do this to that person. I'm going to do that to that person, because that child then may withdraw even more and never tell you at all. So God bless, you know, shout out to everybody who's dealing with it. You know, focus on your healing. Don't call yourself a victim. You are victorious. It's your story. Use your voice to tell your story so that that action is not in vain. And that's the advice that I would get. Go get counseling. Pray. Whatever it is you need to do, talk to God. But don't consider yourself a victim because it's not your fault. But you can use that and flip it to be victorious and help other people be victorious and walk the walk with their head up. So that's my encouraging words. I love you all. God bless. Take
Anita,
Yes.
in the mission and slogan of Team Till 365, I just want to say, we believe you. We believe you. And thank you for sharing that, because like I say, in my opinion, that will help other people. And you also gave us a thought process to think about how the child may feel when they don't want, you know, and who's going to protect me from the monster if you do this or you do that, you know. So thank you for that. Thank you.
And I will say this, Homer.
Mm-hmm.
I made a decision a couple years ago to talk about this publicly because I wanted to protect my children. You know, people don't want to hear certain things about their mama. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, I have to be mindful of protecting them and how I share my story. So, you know, I'm mindful of that. But I will thank you specifically because your platform is the first platform I've ever said it on publicly. And I've said it a couple of times on this platform. So it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strength. But I appreciate how you delicately handle this topic and the platform and, you know, and even the things you've shared about yourself personally. So I just want to say thank you for creating a safe space even within this platform for people to speak up and to advocate. So I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Anita. You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth. We'll come back and talk about again just how deep that is. You feel what I'm saying? What she shared. And, you know, what are some workarounds? You're listening to Truth in the Morning on the award-winning 101.7 FM The Truth, broadcasting live from the American Family Insurance Studio in the heart of downtown at the Avenue. I'm the legendary Homer Blow. I'll be black.
Don't touch that dial. Truth in the Morning will be right back on 101.7 The Truth app, and streaming live on 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
Milwaukee, are you ready to level up? Your journey to financial freedom, wealth building, entrepreneurship, and personal success starts right here with On the Journey with Coach Erica. Join Coach Erica Odom for live, real, impactful conversations that educate, motivate, and empower you to take control of your financial future and build the life you deserve. Listen live every other Saturday beginning September 12th from 11 a.m. to noon, and catch the replay the following Sunday from 11 a.m. to noon, only on 101.7 The Truth. Discover more at ericaodomjourney.com.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You are listening to Truth in the Morning on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on 1017 The Truth on YouTube.
Welcome, Black. Legendary Home of Blow. You're listening to Truth in the Morning, talking about a very serious situation and subject matter as it relates to this story where former Radio Milwaukee executive Jordan Lee has been charged with first-degree sexual assault of a child. And to just learn some of the disturbing details and information that he'd been sexually assaulting his wife, his daughter when she was only 2 to 3 years old, currently sexually assaulting his 7-year-old daughter, allegedly, and is things that he's being charged for. And, you know, hearing that call from Anita Nicole, we appreciate you sharing your truth. And like I say, some people don't understand the importance of it, but this is why I always encourage it, because our stories, shout out to Nurse Arian Kawanda, when we do talk about DV, and she calls in and shares her truth and her story, because there are people, everything that we're talking about this morning, when we're talking about DV, there are people that I guarantee you, out of the thousands of people who listen, whether they're tuning in on the actual radio or they're watching us online, they're going through it. There are some people going through the situations that we are talking about. And to hear Anita say, we got to think about what the child is thinking, because I always kind of talk about that when we talk about some of the other situations and the DV situations. That same mindset, I just didn't equate it to the child. And that's why I'm glad that Anita Nicole brought that up. I didn't equate it to the child part of dealing with the sexual assault and being a victim and afraid, maybe wanting to say something, but then not wanting people to go to jail or then to lose the protection that they may have because of something that the person loves them. And it's like, nope, this ain't gonna happen. And be like, you know, Tracy, and be like, no, I'm taking some further steps than just this or just that. And now the child is left alone. That happens also, unfortunately, with DV, which is where I usually talk about that part. Some of the women and men that don't end up calling or sharing it or talking to, is they know the tempers of their family members. They know that their brother, they know that their sister, they know that their mother, they know that their father is going to come over there and regulate. And them coming over and regulating may get them locked up. And sometimes the abuser gets right back out. And now who's there to protect the abused. So that's a real thing and a real, thought process to really think about the child when you're saying, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, you let me find. Tell me. You tell me now. You tell me, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, because oftentimes the children are the innocent victims, and they still love both parents. They still love their uncle. They still love their auntie. They still love their papa. They still love their Gma. And they don't want the things that you're talking about will happen to them to happen to them. So they remain a victim and they remain silent. And we have to take some of the informative ways that Anita Nicole talked about. And yes, I feel emotional about these situations because it's so many people that are dealing with it. I'm blessed that I was never, sexually assaulted, but I was physically abused by being beaten, at 2 years old, to where I had to get moved around twice before I was able to get into a home that didn't have that. We've got Israel on the True Talk text lines. Great morning, Israel. I love you. I appreciate you. You hear the conversation. What's your truth?
Good morning. What I missed, but so a while back ago there was a meeting about something with kids. I was there with Brenda Castellius and some other people, and I mentioned giving kids like an hour before school to come there, unwind, vent, get ready to focus for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee that'll help improve behavior and performance. It's not going to cost that much money. Pretty much like, a teacher's aide or a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
for a week or a couple of days, volunteer hour before and after school, to kind of gauge these kids now, because it's getting kind of crazy more than ever. And, and you can even, identify, kids who struggle,
Mm-hmm.
with things outside and everything. And they come in, and they just come into school with a lot on their shoulders, and they got to sit down and focus. It's just unrealistic when people don't know how to regulate emotions, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also, urged, because what's upsetting to me, people got all this dangerous ideology, consideration, but then, something makes you feel uncomfortable, or somebody's acting kind of strange around, people, and it's like, okay, yeah, so, it's really good that we start to take care of each other,
Mm-hmm.
or just be more considerate, really, towards each other.
Yes.
And also, I implore children, especially black children, when they go into places, because it's getting really insensitive and inconsiderate for you.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into places, record. There's nothing wrong with going into a place laughing loud, but when coming in, cussing and threatening and, insulting people, that can be, kind of wary on people's,
Mm-hmm.
acceptance or welcoming your presence in the situation. But when you go into a place, record the staff, how you're received,
Mm-hmm.
how you're treated, before you even pay money, before you even really walk into the establishment. Let the world see why you're upset, why you're on edge. Since, it's getting kind of insensitive, maybe we need to offer some more perspective to people, other than, just troublemakers in the city. They get treated badly from people who are in a better situation, and then get upset when they have to survive. Just keep that in mind, though.
All right. Thank you very much for your call, Israel. But yeah, let's see. Aaron is him. Said the Epstein spirit is real. Mm-hmm. Also, Aaron is him said it's a lot of boys who find themselves around monsters. We have to be mindful of our girls and boys, and that's why throughout this whole conversation, I've always included both. Because unfortunately, a lot of times, we hear about the girls, but it's like we don't pay enough attention. So I'm always intentional when I talk about these subjects, even when I'm talking about DV, domestic violence, and the abuse. We commonly hear so often about the women that are going through domestic violence and domestic abuse, but we don't hear and talk enough about the fact that there are men who are also going through DV and abuse. And it's important that we don't alienate anybody because it's a horrible thing. It's something, and it has to be, we have to let people know that there are safe spaces where we can talk about this, where you can share your truth, where you can talk about things that may have happened to you. And yes, just you having enough courage to talk about it can help so many people in ways that you don't even understand, that they may take that first step at speaking out, going to try to get help, receiving the help. Well, that's it for Truth in the Morning. I thank you all for bearing with me solo dolo. You'll have me solo for the remainder of the week. My girl Bailey Coleman will return on Monday. This afternoon from noon to 4 p.m., you can join me for Rooted and Natural Expo, happening from noon to 4 at A La Mode at 1942 North Dr. MLK Jr. Drive. It is a free situation. It'll be an indoor and outdoor community experience of open learning, confidence, and healing through natural hair. I will be providing the music for that. I'll be the musical soundtrack. Up next, the award-winning Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the award-winning 101.7 FM from 9 a.m. to noon, followed by the lunch break. I don't know if Ray Nitty calmed down from yesterday, but I understand why he was upset and frustrated, from noon to 2 with Ray Nitty and Baby Shannon, and of course, followed by the Grapevine with Manon Severe, who's anti-vax, from what I was told from Xavier. Done a whole show on it. He's on his new hours 2 to 4 p.m., followed up by Jazz Tyler. Tap in with Jazz Tyler from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., all Central Standard Time. Jazz, I got your microphone cover. You left it again. I put it in your box. It's in the studio. Love you, babes. Talk to my agent. I'm up out of here for now, but I'll be black tomorrow.
Milwaukee Public School families, the first day of school is Tuesday, September 1st, and there's still time to enroll. MPS offers programs to fit every learner, including bilingual, Montessori, special education, and more. All MPS students receive free breakfast and lunch. Enroll today at milwaukeepublicschools.org/enrollment or visit MPS students